YouTube.
So YouTube land is live, Facebook is live, Zoom is live. We've got already 57 people in Zoom. I will share the link on YouTube right now for the Zoom room so you guys can all join us. And then we'll get started. We're going to talk about mail?
Yeah, we're going to start with the mail call first. So we're going to start off. We ended up getting two lovely cards today. We got one from Janet. So again, thank you so much, Janet, for sending the
Janet Young.
Yeah, Janet Young from Stratford, Ontario.
You have to say the person's name.
Yes, I keep forgetting that.
There's
more than one Janet. I keep forgetting there's more than one Janet.
This is a story. So Jean-Luc and I sometimes, back in the day, you'd be like, oh, you know, Marcia said this. Like, oh, yeah, Marcia said this. Nowadays, he's like, Marcia said this. I'm like, which one? We've met so many people with the same name now that we have to actually say, oh, it's the one from this location.
Or sometimes we say the spelling.
Yeah, or the spelling,
how
of the name
because
spelled.
Everybody spells their name differently.
Yeah.
It's they have their unique way of spelling their name. So thank you so much for sending this, Janet. And you know what? Just sending you positivity, good vibes. You know,
don't give up.
We can't give up. There's no such thing as giving up. Because giving up means you don't want to keep going, and that's not true. We all want to keep going.
We're all here for a reason. We all do want to keep going in some way.
And then we got a beautiful card from Carol from Oakville.
Yeah, she's watching right now. She was at work. She just posted a message saying she wished she could watch, so she'll be watching later. So hi, Carol.
She was our stalker from vacation last week. She was on vacation last week, and she sent us a message. She did 20 virtual workshops, which she normally doesn't, and she loved it. She's like, wow, it was so much fun to go from workshop to workshop, and I loved following you guys around. And I don't think she didn't think it was going to be fun, but she didn't expect it to be as fun as she actually had. And she did all of them, if I'm not mistaken, standing up, doing some type of activity during that workshop. So good on you. Like, I love the fact that, you know, you don't have to do it all the time, but you just set it up from time to time.
Lucy just said your dad and my mom are at the same long-term care home.
Oh, that's Lucy.
That
that must be Lucy. Yes, so that's hilarious. The lady that said my dad that we recognized us is in Facebook right now. Oh wow, such a small world. It is such a small world. And then another cool thing that we got today.
Okay, this is a cool thing. So we give the whole story. We have to give the whole story. Want me to give the story?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so you guys know PB&Me, the company PB&Me. We actually did we tried their product. It's almost the same thing as PB2. We actually use their product when we ever want to do a peanut butter replacement. They actually have another product coming out soon, and they asked us to test it. So we got sent a new pasta that's coming out called HOP.
H-O-P. It's
Hearts of Palm.
I'll
put it on there too so they can see. So it's Hearts of Palm pasta. We haven't tried it yet. We actually filmed ourselves opening a box today because guess what we do? We didn't know what it was, so we're like, what is this? And we're still waiting for our Clubhouse spices too.
And it's kind of really cool because it came with recipe, instructions on how to cook it, and then some recipes, and it's cans of spaghetti about Hearts of Palm, and it's supposed to be
like spaghetti.
20 calories per serving, 5 carbs.
So we're gonna try it.
We'll try it out,
and then we'll do it on the video, so you guys can see how much we like it. So we'll do that.
So that was our mail for this week.
Yeah. So, you know, that's not too much mail, but we love, like, it's funny because as we were walking from the mailbox, I was asking him, like, are you, like, inching to open?
I was jonesing to
open the
two envelopes and
the
box.
Is it bugging you? I had to, like, take them and I put them in a bag.
And then on top of that, there was I knew we had a package delivered to our condo as well. So there was a package waiting downstairs, and I'm like, I have boxes to open. I have boxes to open. I have mail to open. I was so excited. And the funny thing is the mail was the low-carb grocery store. So it was sugar-free maple syrup and my sugar-free syrups that I like to cook with. So I was like, yay, I felt like Christmas. It's like Christmas. It's like Christmas.
And
so let's celebrate.
Yes,
let's put some celebrations and put some celebrations in the
chat.
I
gained 4 pounds. All right. Woohoo! I gained 4 pounds. All right. Yeah,
I love that you're celebrating that because I think, you know what? I think it's important to actually make.
I can't be sad about it.
It's a brain thing.
I knew what I was going into. I knew that we were going to have a very busy weekend with eating. And so I was not going to, you know, I'm not going to destroy myself over something I knew I was going to do. And we know our plan now. We are back, like we have nothing left now that's, except for one dessert. We have one piece of dessert left.
And we're going to be splitting it because it's just one.
Yeah. Well, Sharon Goldstein reached 100 pounds down today.
Wow, a lot of people are down. 1.2, 1.9 I saw.
Yeah. Someone else gained. It happens, guys, and that's the thing. Like, I was not going to be down on myself. You went up 2 bits.
I did. I'm up 1.7 if I'm not mistaken. In the video that you posted it, right?
Yes.
I can't count I'm not a mathematician by any means.
I'm up 0.8.
So I'm like, it's only 0.8, or I said it was 0.7 or something like that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, wait a minute, there has to be another pound.
And then we like
onto
cut,
that.
and I'm like, it's 1.7, hun. And he's like, oh. And I was like, I write it down on the screen anyways. So.
And you all got to see a little cameo of my mom. She peeked her
so
head, and I
happy
was
she
so happy
decided
she
to
actually
join us.
said yes and did it.
Even with the pictures, I was
Yeah.
shocked she was okay. Like
It's not that, you know what I mean? She's 80 and she's like, she doesn't like pictures taken of herself yet. Not yet, but she's just, you know, she's not understanding the whole social media thing completely. She gets it. She's on Facebook, but she's still kind of shy when it comes to that. But it was kind of cool to have her in them.
Yeah. Especially seeing her like reaction in terms of like, you know, it's funny because we've always been the big guys, right? So it's I think it changed for all our family members to see how different we are in terms of what we do now when we actually, you know,
and actually,
visit.
And it's so funny because Sandra D said something here. She goes, I gain 2, I don't care. And I think I like that thought process behind that, but maybe being careful about saying I don't care. Because I think we do care about when we gain. Don't get us wrong. I don't want people to misunderstand that we celebrate our gains. No, we realize and we acknowledge our gains. And acknowledging something is different than celebrating it. Because I don't want to sit there and celebrate and say, yay, I'm a gainer. You know, like, that's not the process that I want. I was
celebrating mine right now, though. But I wasn't celebrating in terms of the fact that I'm happy I gained weight.
Exactly.
I'm celebrating
You're
the fact
celebrating
that
you're okay with.
I'm okay with
Yes.
this. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
So making sure you understand that and not upset. I love that. That is even better. I'm not upset about it. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's the way we look at it. We don't want to get upset about it because guess what? We would be upset a lot in our lives if we got upset about everything, right?
Exactly.
Because surprises come out from everywhere.
So, do you want to say the weight?
Yeah.
So I was 176.8 this week. I was up 4. I'm now 6.8 from goal, and I'm okay with it. I'll get there.
I'm at 182.2. I'm up 1.7, and so I'm at 94.9. I'm 5.2 away from lifetime, and we also know now this was our official last weekend of travel for the next 4
Our next time we're traveling is
we aren't traveling till Thanksgiving.
So we now know our plan, and that's the thing. Like we know that we have 4 weeks to just concentrate and eat healthy and do the best things. So we took this weekend as we were a little liberal this week with what we were eating than normally. We actually ate a lot more. We ate
a lot more.
I think 5 bags of chips this weekend.
3.
No, 5. We did 5. You have to go count back again. We did 2 nights in a row. We did ketchup. We did ketchup, and then we did all dressed.
I told you my math is not good, people.
5.
I'm honest about it. I am not the mathematician. I divide everything by 2.
I did a full brick of cheese. I ate a full brick of cheese.
I remember back in the day when I'd go drinking and we'd be like, if you divide it by 2, it's just that's the way you do it. So we'd say, oh, I had 12 drinks. I only had 6.
Yeah.
So divide everything by 2.
But now it's back to basics, back to doing our meals. We bought all our ingredients. We're doing everything we can to be, as healthy as we can. One of the things that we wanted to talk about before we go into the weekly recap is, so there's a lot of, you guys saw our schedule come out for next week's workshop. It's mostly US locations, and there's been a lot of talk in Canada about workshops ending. Coaches have been let go this week.
A lot of disappointed people, and we completely understand, and our hearts go out to everyone who's been disappointed and upset and sad and frustrated and angry. But I think we all know deep down inside that there's reasons behind it. I don't think a lot of it is, I don't think anyone in their right mind, any company has light feelings about letting people go.
Yeah. I don't think someone sits in the back room going,
yay, they're gone. No, I honestly don't think that.
Unless I'm just being naive.
And if I am, I apologize, but I think this is going to be a hard time for many people.
One of the things that I like to equate it to, the last time the world was in a state like this was World War II. If you think about it, there's been wars since then, but sometimes it was only a few countries. There's been, a disease has come out, it would hit one country and then we'd fix it. Like Africa had Ebola and then that was solved. This is the first time since World War II where the entire world is going through something at the same time. And none of us who have been born, who in this room was born after 1945? Show of hands in chat. Who was born after 1945? None of us have ever understood what it is to ration. Go through all those things that these people, and that's what we're going through right now, everyone. We are going through something that is massively crazy. And so the fact that people are losing their jobs, it sucks. We're not even.
I hate to say it, and I'm going to be as honest as I can. This is just the beginning, everybody. Like honestly, we have to think of that right now.
You have to
think of that right now, where things are going to change. I'm not predicting the worst outcome. That's not what I'm trying to say. But think, things are going to change. Life is going to change. We're going to need to relearn how to readapt to new situations and new scenarios.
Yeah.
And along with this journey that we're trying to change at the same time.
And I think that's one of the things that we're very happy that we have this community here, because no matter what, we're all connected in some way. So if you need help and you've lost your coach or if your meeting's gone, reach out to the group. Just log on to the group and say, I'm struggling right now. I need someone to just talk to. Because no one's going to be mad at you for being angry about what's happening. We understand that you're angry, but you can't get mad at the company or the people.
Yeah.
Because it's not their fault. These are unprecedented times. And so that's how we feel. I know a lot of people were very mad this week.
And we don't want to negate how upset you are. Those are feelings, and you're allowed to have those feelings. But I think a lot of times too, it's because of the shock.
Yeah.
A lot of times we end up getting very upset in that instant because it's something new and something we need to adapt
I had
to.
someone reach out to me who completely was devastated, and she explained to me how this was going to, she couldn't see how she could survive her journey without her coach, and I went back to her and said, your coach was a source of inspiration. You did the work yourself. The coach has not disappeared. This coach is still alive. You can still reach out to this coach and say, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a while, but this is how I'm doing. They won't not talk to you because most coaches are doing this because they love doing this. So they'll still keep in contact with you if you have that relationship. So I think that's the thing. We have to learn to take those flat tires, those things that happen on our journey, and try to adapt as best we can. So hopefully this reassures some of you guys out there.
And think of it in your own personal life.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how stable their positions are in any of their jobs.
I'm not sure.
Nick's not sure.
I'm not sure. I'm not guaranteed. My job is very not
essential.
Not essential. So if there's something to be cut, I'm one of the first few to go. So I could be on here one day saying the exact same thing as those people. And I have to put that in my mindset, it might happen. Is that going to do I want that to destroy my health?
No.
No, but I need to have the thought in my head that things will get hard, but I need to find ways to support myself, and that's why you guys are here.
And never forget that those coaches are part of your journey. They are not your journey, right? They are part of your journey.
And they would not want you to give up.
They would not.
On yourself.
Even a few of them have posted in the groups, and I've seen some of their posts saying, don't give up on yourselves because you guys are important. It's not a coach that makes you. A coach supports you and guides you, but you make yourself who you are today.
Exactly. So hopefully that covers. That's why next week. So our schedule next week is all American workshops, and then once we get more information on Canadian workshops, we'll get requests again, and we'll start visiting.
We've seen that there was that post
national
workshops that are happening.
We're just as lost as all
you. We're kind of like, I don't know what's going on.
We don't know what's going on.
We can't lie. We did send Tracy a message saying, can you send us the schedule at some point, because it'll just make things a lot easier.
I really would love to just be sent the list, because really going through all the Connect groups and finding them all again, I'm like, really, I don't want to do that. So hopefully she'll send it to me sometime this week, and then we'll make schedules next week.
But I'm sure they're having a lot of rearranging to do as well. Yeah. So again, make sure that we are spreading positivity and not negativity, because what this negativity does, it just brings us down, and it brings us down in ways that we don't want it to.
Lori just said it. Yes, at the beginning it's scary, but we will survive.
Exactly.
We will survive. We will survive this. And together we can survive anything. We will support each other. We will help each other out.
We have each other's back. There are so many coaches in this Zoom room right now that if you need to reach out to them, I know they would be more than happy to help you. And again, you have to realize we're all human. We're all human.
We're all human.
We're all human. So there's sometimes when someone says, you know what, right now is not a good time to talk, it doesn't mean it's about you.
Yes. Because we get messages all the time from various you, and sometimes we don't have time to respond.
And we just don't have time to respond. Yeah. And I'll be honest, sometimes we're not in that headspace to probably respond, because we do have our moments where we're like, yeah, I can't.
Not always just cheery.
Well, no, we're not. We have our, sometimes we're sleepy.
Yeah, sometimes we're sleepy, like today.
Sometimes we're dozy.
So, recap of the week. So, we did do some workshop visits earlier the week. So, we went to Hampton, UK, and Saskatchewan with Tony. And then on Wednesday,
we were in Canada and in Mississauga South.
And both of those workshops, the Canada one was the last time. That was their last workshop.
Was their last workshop.
And then Mississauga was the coach had changed. So again, we saw some changes already happening this week. That's when we started finding what's going on. That's when we're like, what's happening here? So
and then on Thursday, and then on Wednesday, we did a session with our work again. And how cool was this? But we did our very first live cooking show.
Yes.
We did our very first live cooking show, and we cooked 4 recipes in 30 minutes. It was actually 3. One of them was pre-made.
Yeah, one of them was pre-made.
But it was still, we showed 4 recipes, and a pizza was cooked while we were actually...
We made 2 ingredient dough pizza, baked it, and showed it at the end. So it was the first thing we put in the oven, and we actually were able to show them the finished
and
pizza.
Then we made
and they were like, our coworkers were like, wow, you guys did that in 30 minutes? And we're like...
Yeah.
So I think we're ready.
We're like, nah!
I think we're ready for our live show. Maybe that's something that's going to come up soon.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
So, and then on Thursday, on Thursday night, we drove to Windsor. We head out to my mom's house and we drove to Windsor. No holes in the highways on your way to Windsor this time.
Yes.
Yeah, like nothing like in Sudbury.
No, it's a lot easier to drive to Windsor.
Yeah.
There's a lot of alternate routes there.
Yeah, it was just an easy, smooth drive. We got to Windsor, we got to see my mom. And then, so on I keep saying Thursday because we used to go Thursday, but it was Friday now. So on Friday, my mom and I actually got to go see my dad at the nursing home.
Let's write that down.
Yeah, so I remembered.
Yeah.
So
yeah. We have to write it down.
So we went to see my dad at the nursing home outside. They're still doing outdoor visits, and he was doing really well. We had a pretty good visit with him. I mean, it's one of those things when you're dealing with a father with dementia.
Yeah.
It's living in there now, right? And he has his days where he's pretty much there, like you can speak to him, but he doesn't remember everything.
No.
So it is at times, but it was good. It was good conversation. A lot of repeating. He doesn't remember my mom falling or hurting herself. He kind of does, but he doesn't. So he doesn't know where he's at. He thinks he's at a temporary place, but he never asks to leave.
No.
But he does understand that mom, when we tell him mom was hurt and she can't take care of him, he gets it. So that's one thing that we're really happy about, that he never really creates any issues. And they all love him at the nursing home. And again, someone on Facebook who watches us,
said that she has
her mom
yeah.
is at the same facility, which is kind of cool.
And we also worked out that morning. We went outside. It was freezing in Windsor. We worked out anyways. It was so cold.
It was absolutely freezing that morning on Friday morning, and we still did our 55-minute step class, which was awesome.
And then we ate a lot.
Oh my goodness.
A lot.
I don't even want to talk about how much we ate. Although it was funny because at one point on Saturday, my mom was making me it's a stuffed bread with
apples and
a stuffed meat.
Oh yeah.
So she was making these pockets. It's ground beef stuffed in
we might WWFI that recipe.
But what's the dough? It's Pillsbury Crescent dough, but she puts like a meat patty inside of it, and then she bakes them in the oven, and then she makes this like sweet and sour sauce. And I never realized how this sweet and sour sauce was made as a child. Okay. And I watched her make it, and my jaw dropped.
It would be like a lot of points.
I don't even want to tell you. It was like 1.5 cups of ketchup, 1/2 cup of corn syrup. There was onions in it. It was insane.
I didn't have it. I had
and I was
sauce.
looking at this going, it's so yummy, but wow. It really put things into perspective for me, and I think I could say I was honestly surprised with the ingredients, and that this was something that we would eat at home on a weeknight. It was not every week. It was not of course never a weekly thing, but it was a staple. I loved it. I loved it. It was great.
Then yesterday we worked out again. We filmed our weigh-in. We did some shorts for his mom, and then we went for a walk by the river.
We
posted pictures.
Yeah, we posted pictures. It was a lot of fun. It was nice to bring my mom out, and it was funny. I think it was Paula who asked, "Is that the park with the lights?" And we were like, "No, the park with the lights.
The park that shall not be named.
Shall not be named." Where my mom actually fell, and she actually did not fall in the park. It was outside of the
park. Still shall not be named.
Yes. But no, this was a different park. This was a park right by, I don't remember the name of it. I always used to call it Dieppe Park, but it's incorrect. It's on Pillette and Riverside in Windsor.
Pretty. I've never been there.
And it's where the Peace Fountain is in Windsor. And it's kind of cool because there's a section that has topiaries that they cut into shapes of animals and vases. It's the end of the season, so they're not as crisp.
It's the Bayonne Park.
Oh, thank you. Yes, that's right. It is the Rayon Park.
Thank you, all Windsor people.
Thank you, Madame Joyce, Madame Birthday Lady. And it was the Rayon Park. And it's such a cool park because at night, if I'm not mistaken, the fountain used to change colors. It would actually change colors.
Hearts go out to you, Kelly. She just had to place her dad yesterday.
I'm so sorry.
It's hard. We went through it at Christmas. It's not an easy thing to go through.
my heart goes out to you, and
Enzo too. Enzo's lost
just
her mom
love
in May.
Yeah, love him for what you can right now. Just give him the love that he needs.
That's what we do. We basically make sure he's comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, if you know, we can't. Like, we've learned to live in his reality. That's basically
I think that's what I've finally figured out, that living in his reality is just it helps us, and at least me. It helps me, and
Sharon, really
and I think it helps him as well, because it doesn't add more confusion to him. You know, it doesn't add more trying to figure things out and making him feel bad for not remembering. And why make him feel bad? He doesn't deserve
and
that.
The thing is, he doesn't remember the conversation after you leave. If you leave the room and come back like 10 minutes later, he doesn't remember you were there. Like, that's that.
But 2 days later, he might remember that conversation, which is
like,
really
it's
weird.
So weird. Like, it's so weird too, because like I've known him for 12 years, and it's weird seeing, because I don't know him as much as they do. I know him more the older time, and so for me, there's been a huge, like, I've seen a gradual change from just the loss of just.
Well, you saw him.
He used to remember me, right? You know what I mean? Like,
he still remembers you.
If I'm alone, he doesn't.
You've never been alone with him. So
yes, at Christmas I was a few times.
Yeah, but he remembered you then.
No,
Not every time.
If you weren't there, he didn't know who I was at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I was there with your sister and your brother-in-law, he would not remember who I was.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
Yes. So it's to see that is really weird to see. Like, it's like we've both gone through. I went through it with my dad too when he got sick. It's
never easy when you're going through any of these types of situations, and sometimes they come along as a surprise.
Yes, which is the word of the week.
Yeah.
So let's make it a little more happier word.
Yay!
Surprise!
Surprise!
You made a mess.
The kitties are all happy.
Can we share our surprise with them now?
Yeah. No.
We can't share.
Anticipation.
There is a surprise, but he wants me to wait till the end of the show.
We're going to talk about surprises first.
Okay, surprises.
Well, first of all, we already talked about one surprise, which was all the WWE stuff that happened this week, and I think that came to a lot of. It all surprised us in a certain way, although it was expected in a way as well. I don't think any of us, deep down inside, I don't think any of us wanted to admit it, and I think that's what happens with surprises. It's expecting that unexpected, and then learning how to cope with those situations, right?
Yeah, and the thing is too, so the word surprise, it can mean two things, right? It can mean surprise in a happy way, right? Here's a surprise, or you got, surprise birthday party. But there's also the surprise where you're the unexpected events in your life, like, ooh, you weren't supposed to go out tonight with your friends, and all of a sudden now poof, they're inviting you. Like, you really want to go. What do you do? What can you do to help in those situations? So that's one of the other ways that you think of the word surprise. So that's what I want to kind of touch upon a bit tonight. So ways that we cope with unexpected events. One of them for us would be like, I just said, get invited to a party or to an event that you weren't planning. Sometimes you just have to take the bull by the horns and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that you have to do. And sometimes also what we do is when we show up to these events, we try to remember our 0-point foods. If we're going to an event that has a restaurant, you can still get to the restaurant and pull up your phone and look up the menu for the restaurant, look up what's the caloric intake or certain things. If you can pull up the ingredients, if you can actually look on your app, you can do it at the restaurant. And
what is stopping you? And I know this sounds funny. Going into one of the WW groups that you're already in while you're at this restaurant, because you all have phones or you're at a party, and I mean things are different now because our surprises aren't big party things anymore.
No.
But sending a message to a group saying, "Hey, I'm stuck at this place. Does anybody have any ideas of what I can eat here that could be?" The cats are having so much fun with the paper balls behind us. I was like, what was that? So, but reaching out to the people in one of your groups right then and there. Why do we think we're always alone?
Yeah.
Right? I think a lot of times we think that we're alone and we don't know where to go when we have like so many people at the end of our fingertips, because these devices here
connect you. Yeah. So that's one of the things that we would do. I would look up the restaurant, use 0-point food. So if you're going to something like, it's a little harder to kind of use the situations now, because most of the situations we're getting today is either takeout or like you don't go to the restaurants or parties as much nowadays. So I guess it would be just gauging what you can do to try to make it the most indulgent meal. But also you can also figure out like, where does it fit within my week? Like, say for example, like sometimes it happens for us. Say we're doing a week and we're planning Saturday was going to be our indulgent day.
Yep.
We're saving our weeklies for that day. But something comes up on Thursday. They would say, you know what, maybe we have to rejig our Saturday. That pizza we're going to make ourselves on Saturday, maybe instead we'll have something else. So we'll have a 0-point salad that day and change things up so that you can still readjust future meals, right?
And I think I like what Rosie said here, where she said, I don't like surprises, but I don't know they're going to happen. And I think that's very true. And I think what happens is...
But I know they are.
But I know they're going to happen. Yeah, I know they're going to happen. So it's almost like you can't really prepare. Well, you can't prepare for a surprise.
But you can have tools and tricks in your brain already ready to go
to anticipate
those situations.
Exactly. And I think that's what ends up happening is we need to learn how to not predict, because you can't predict it,
but have tools in the toolbox.
And I think a lot of that has to do with forgiveness. And
Yeah.
a lot of it has to do with, I'm okay with allowing myself to be, either over in my points today. Or I'm going to say, guess what? My surprises for myself is I don't need to have this extra. I can deal with what I've dealt with today. And I'm not going to overindulge because it's not worth it for me.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Sometimes also, there's situations where maybe you just don't feel it. Another thing that we do sometimes is if you start eating something and you realize you don't like it. Back in the day, we used to be people who used to force ourselves to finish it. Now we don't anymore. If I don't like something, I will stop eating. I won't force myself anymore to eat it. And I think that's changed a lot in me, because back in the day I would always just eat everything.
Oh, exactly.
And now that's another thing you can do. So you don't have to eat the entire meal. And I know wasting sucks, but put some aside.
Freeze it.
Freeze it.
That's the other thing too, is why do we never think about freezing this stuff? Like, we can make these cookies and all that, but put it in the freezer. We don't need to eat them all in one sitting.
Yeah.
And someone's asked, Sue just asked, did you have Starbucks on the weekend?
Yes, we did.
We sure did. We
and
had
I had
Starbucks.
a venti.
We had a grande.
I had a grande.
We did not have the tall. We decided to go one up. We said, you know what? We haven't had one in a few weeks.
And we're not having one for a month.
And we're not going to have any now for a month. So we're like, let's have our Starbucks.
We deserved it.
We thought, and it's so funny. And I don't want anyone to think, oh, we just went out with a bang. We still had grilled chicken. We still had vegetables. We still had our foods that we normally have.
Anytime we can try to make it a healthier meal, or try to make it so that we can change something to tweak it to try to make it a 0-point ingredient in that meal, we would.
Yeah.
Because we know that we're eating heavy everywhere else. So that's another thing you can do as well.
Yeah.
Every bit helps, guys. That's the thing I think that's the main key for all this. Every little bit helps. So if you're looking at your dinner and you're like, oh my God, I'm having pizza tonight, but there's a salad there that you can have on it, and you normally would never had a pizza, you would have salad, you would only had pizza, that's a change right there. That's a little bit of something that you wouldn't have done before. That's a healthier habit. Still have your pizza, but maybe have something else with this. You're not having only pizza. And that's what we do.
That's exactly. And again, it goes back into our whole idea of negotiating, our whole idea of making things balanced and trying to find a better balance than what we had before. It's not an all in and all out. It's, I'm going to be able to figure out a way to sustain something that is still healthy, but yet I don't feel like I'm not being... I'm not enjoying myself. That's exactly it. I don't want to feel like I'm not enjoying myself. I don't want to be that one person that's in the corner going, I can't have that.
Well,
I can't have that.
That was one of the reasons we failed so many times.
So many times.
Because every time we joined WW, we tried to instill some habits that we didn't like.
And not by telling my mom, one of the things was telling my mom, you can't make this anymore, you can't do this anymore, you can't do that anymore, you can't do this anymore. By doing that, what kind of surprise did that put on her? Where all the meals and all the foods that she was all, and not only that she cooks her entire life.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how we cook anymore. She doesn't know what we eat, but yet we expect her to adapt everything because we're coming to see her.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? What kind of, why is that fair
and is that something sustainable for the rest of your life? Are you always going to visit other people that are going to
expect them to change
your menu?
Their menu for us?
No, and so what we've learned, and I think that's the thing about doing the best you can.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, guys, if you can learn not to be all on or all off on program, I think that's one of the key ingredients to success on this journey. That was one of the things that we always never understood, that if we did a little bit, it still helped. Because we thought, if I did a little bit this week, I didn't lose anyway, then it's not doing anything anyways, might as well stop. But what we learned this time is by doing a little bit every single week and still having fun when we wanted, in the long run, it took longer. I'm not a goal yet. I started 2 years ago. It's been a long journey. but I'm still going in the right direction continuously, and I'm still having fun.
Exactly. Never feeling deprived, never feeling like there's never been a moment.
That's why I said I was at 4 pounds. Yay! Yay! No?
Surprise! That's too funny, hun. But that's also the idea, the whole fact that we as people always want that. We want to feel normal, right? We want to feel that normal. If everybody else is doing it, why can't I do it? And I think that's what this program does. It allows us to be like everybody else. We are able to be like everybody else. There is nothing that anybody can eat that you can't eat unless you don't like it. Unless you don't like it. And I think that's the thing too, is realizing that are some foods worth putting in my mouth and some aren't.
Or sometimes this one is worth it today, this other one maybe a week from now, instead of both of them today. And that's what we've learned. It's an important lesson, and
I don't try to be a step for WW member.
Welcome to WW.
I'm perfect. Every time I hear, I see Nicole Kidman. Exactly, I see Nicole Kidman. That's
so we have people in chat that want to talk to us. I think Jana had her hand up first, so let's go with Jana first. Hi, Jana. Hi, Jana.
Oh, we don't have the speaker on.
That's us.
How did that happen?
Because it turns off because it's not plugged in. So give us 1 second.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2.
Okay, try now, Jana. Yes, I can hear it. You're a little low though.
Maybe hold your mic up closer to your mouth. Yeah.
Hi guys. Doing?
Good. How are you? A little bit. Yeah.
Okay. So, actually, Ellen, we're talking about surprise in the workshops this week, and it's a wonderful tool to talk about because, like you just were saying, sometimes you can't prepare for that donut that's coming in the lunchroom, or your family, my husband or whoever brings home pizza. Yep. You know, you've got to work it around. So, hey, I had Bill come to my workshop. Thanks, guys, for coming last Tuesday, and everybody else in the room.
We got off camera because we're sitting down. We were sitting down like we're not gonna be on camera today. We'll let Bill get his shining moments. We were off camera, and then we're like, okay, we're just gonna sit and listen. Yeah, it was fun.
It was a lot of fun, and everything he had to say made total sense, and so many people took so much out of it. I followed Bill for years since he started his WW journey, and he's so inspiring. And
we have been too. I think he said he saw us at the beginning when he started. He saw us like sharing our journey, and he said, I remember him saying that.
Me too.
Yeah. So it was fun. It's fun to see people who follow you and then see them again and see them that they've succeeded. It's such a cool thing to see.
And for them to get to goal, and in lifetime, it's so rewarding to see these people. There's some people for 4 years I've known them. So if one thing came out of this pandemic that is positive, is having this platform on Zoom to get to know all these people. It's fantastic.
Yeah. The fact that we've been able to meet so many people from across the world, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we try to say in terms of looking at always saying, take a step back. This is your situation, what you're going through right now. Yes, it sucks. It's horrible. But take a step back and look at the Ontario view or the province you're in view, and then the Canada view, the world view. And when you really step out and see what's going on in the world, you still have to thank the fact that we're in Canada. There's people out there who are not having as good with their, we have a healthcare system. Yeah. Our governments are trying to make sure that we're trying to get as much, testing as possible. They're doing something to try to help us. There's countries that don't even have that. And so it's sometimes you have to look at the big picture, and it sucks. I know it sucks what's going on right now, but like I said earlier, the entire world is going through this. Yep. We're all going through crap right now. And it's like, if we don't as a human race try to look at the positive, try to help each other out and be as positive as possible, this is not going to turn out well if we're all negative and all sad and all angry, right? Yeah. And so...
Yeah, no, what I wanted the point about surprise is that... and I believe this too, a lot of us have foods that are what I call red light foods, things that we can't control. And you know what? After 4 years, I had to break up. Phil talked about breaking up with some of his favorite foods. Well, there was a couple things I had to break up. One was chocolate almonds. I can handle chocolate and I can handle almonds, but put the two together, no.
Ah,
So
I
I
love
broke
it.
up with them a long time ago. And if there's a bowl sitting on a table and I'm not expecting it, you know, it's funny because your first reaction in your head is to grab that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's what we teach ourselves mentally, is to have that, you know, that first instinct.
It's
is to
muscle
take it.
memory.
But if you can pause for like 30 seconds even, and just, you know, think
Assess.
about, do I really want
Assess,
that?
yeah,
And
negotiate.
what am I gonna have to do, exercise-wise, or just, you know,
Yeah, what am I gonna...
points and rollovers? Is it worth it?
Is it worth it? And I love that question. I love how when you said pause and think, my mind went to right away, what am I gonna have to not have later to have these 2 pieces of chocolate covered almonds?
Yeah.
Right? Because who knows, those 2 pieces are probably equivalent to like 3 WW cupcakes if I want, you know what I mean? Like, and I know that's,
Yeah.
but it's that
It's
whole
that
negotiation.
negotiation. Yeah, it's negotiation with yourself.
Is this worth it for me to have at this moment?
Yeah. So, you know, the program, you can have whatever you want. You just have to make it work. You
Yeah.
make it work into your either daily points, weekly points. Figure it out, because there's nothing you can't have, and you know what happens when you deprive yourself.
You just want to have it more.
And
Yeah.
make it work, and don't get angry at yourself if you made the choice to have it. Because
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of us still do, is
Yeah.
we're like, we have it in that moment and we're like, oh, I'll be okay with it. But 2 minutes later, we're like, why did I have it? I can't believe I had that. It's ruining everything. You know what I mean? So it's making sure we're not doing that to ourselves either.
And also, you have to know if it's a trigger food.
Yes.
So if it's gonna make you want to eat more or something else,
Yes.
then I myself really have to think about, do I really want this?
Exactly.
Because sometimes you have that food you're not expecting it, and it catches you off guard, and then man, it's a free for all.
And then
right?
exactly. And then there's a huge surprise, because surprise, the box of everything is gone.
Yeah, and you know what? The next day, it's only regret.
Yeah.
Not only do you not feel well, but you regret what you're doing.
Oh, Jean-Luc just
So-
said it before the sentence. He's like, oh, I think I have an indigestion. I
Yeah,
haven't had it in a long
I was like,
time.
wow, I haven't had
We ate a
indigestion
lot
in a
this
while,
weekend,
and I was
like-
like, I kind of, it's not no heartburn yet, but I'm like, I'm feeling it, and I'm like, I can't wait to get back to my normal food. And I don't get me wrong, I
was
loved every
delicious.
moment. It was great, but
we're
now
back.
it's like it makes me think of what I used to feel like.
It's so funny, honey. It's so funny how that's what we want to go back to. Now, back in the day, we're like, oh, we want more of that. Now it's like, no, I want my chicken.
I want my chicken.
I'm going to miss our corn, though. We
Oh,
forgot to buy
no.
corn.
No corn.
No corn.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
Thanks,
So
Jen.
anyway,
Oh.
one more thing.
Sure.
I have another very inspirational member who hit goals today, and he posted it. It's Len, Social Wheeler, and he comes to my workshops every Tuesday. So he will be there. We are going to celebrate. I know, it's so motivational for me.
I love
to
it.
see other people
Yeah.
hit goal and achieve their goals, and I love it. So
Yeah.
Bill will be back.
Woo-hoo!
Well, we also reached out to Bill to do. So we have something in mind that we're doing as well. That we reached out to Bill as well and a few other people.
Yeah.
So we have ideas. There's surprises coming, right?
Yeah.
Surprises.
Surprises. Surprise.
Can I tell them about
Not
the surprise
yet.
today? Can I tell them now?
My dream was, I'm doing my workshop time on Tuesday night. I'm going back half hour.
You're cutting out, Jana.
Yeah, we.
Now we can't hear you at all.
So you're saying your workshop's half an hour earlier now at 6? Later at 7.
Okay.
7.
So Jana's workshops are a half hour later, Winnipeg time, 7 p.m.
So Central Time, 7 p.m.
Central time, 7 p.m.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thanks,
Jana.
Jana. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with your mic. You kept cutting out.
Yeah. So next we will go to Ellen.
Our our fan,
Hi, Ellen.
our follower.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. You know, the surprises are really just surprises, and there is no preparing for them.
Yep.
But we can fill our toolbox with all of the tools that we can use
Yep.
to make surprises work successfully in our program.
Yeah.
If we choose to.
How do you, what?
Exactly, that I love right there.
If we choose to.
Because we
Yes.
didn't choose to, well, we kind of did this weekend, but we didn't. Like, we could have been a little
But there's conscious choice and unconscious
Yes.
choices that we make.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us don't realize that we make these choices. Sometimes we make choices unconsciously because they're habit. They're not really choices. It's what we
Programmed.
revert back to what we did before because that was
The norm.
The norm.
Yeah, the norm.
And I think that's why it's really important to keep going to the workshops because it really does reinforce the mindfulness of this journey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether it be the tracking, whether it be changing your portion sizes, you know, I switched to purple this week after being on blue since May of last year. And, you know, along with that comes with the freedom of 100 more 0-point foods.
Right.
But not only am I still tracking them, I'm being more mindful of my portions and I've actually cut back on my portions, seeing that I'm being filled up faster
Yeah.
with these whole grain foods.
Well, like a lot of people used to ask us, why do you guys eat quinoa? It's the same points as white rice. Why? And it's like, well, back in the day, we couldn't say, well, it's on a 0-point food list. We would just, for us, it's like, well, we know it's higher in protein. It's a better grain. So yes, it's the same points, but having that quinoa will fill you up more than white rice.
Right.
And so when WWE came out with a purple list of 0-point foods and quinoa was on it, we're like, aha, we were right.
We were right.
We were right all along. Ha ha ha. But that's the thing. Like, if you eat something that's more filling and will fill your stomach a bit more, you tend to eat less later. That's one of the reasons we eat chicken for breakfast, is because it's a high protein item, and so it fills us, and so we're not hungry because we have it.
Right. We're satisfied.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference too, is eating till you're satisfied and not eating till you're full. And not only that, satisfied means I'm gonna know I'm gonna be able to sustain a period of time without having to put food in my mouth.
Exactly.
But some people need to always put food in their mouth. So what you work out to work that works for you, make it work and allow it to work.
Yeah, and
right?
make it sustainable for you. Like we said all the time, if you're a person that said, like we know people who've done blue dots, blue dot girl who's been doing blue dots for years, and it works for her.
Yeah.
She can sustain that, and that is her. That's her habit. She can do that.
That's her forever.
We can't do that. That same habit does not work for us.
Yeah.
Blue dots are not a.
And it was just like even what Bill said in his. He had to break up with
certain foods.
We never had to break up with certain foods. We broke up with them, but not in a way where we said
not a
we never
complete
had
separation.
them again.
We still go back for punishment.
We have visitation rights.
Visitations
we
with
have
ours.
visitations with our.
They're in jail, and we're like, oh, we're going to see them today. Ooh, we're gonna have some fun tonight.
Conjugal visit?
Ooh, peanut butter. Peanut butter. Ooh.
NSV.
Yeah,
NSV.
we did not have peanut butter.
One spoon.
One
One spoon of peanut butter while we were at Mom's.
Yeah.
Only one spoonful.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Alan.
Thanks, Alan.
So next we'll talk to Kim. So Kim is next. There's a lot of people with the raised hands up, so we will have some people after, like always. Hi, Kim.
Hello.
How's it going?
How is everybody? My thing was surprise. It's the continuing of the journey, not giving up. And my main surprise it's actually been over 2 weeks now. You guys all know my Donut Friday.
Yes.
I've tried doing it where I lock myself 1. That always ended up in 5. Well, the past 2 weeks, I finally told myself, if I'm going to have a donut, I'll have it, but I'll beef up the donut with like grapes and yogurt and, make it a really good snack so it will really fill me up so I won't go for those 5.
Yes.
Well, this is the second week in a row. I go into the kitchen and, the donuts are there. They look good, but I really didn't want
And you know what the power of that is, Kim? That's the power of not saying never. That's what the key is. When you stop saying never, you start like, oh, well, I can have it next week, so I'm okay not having it now. Whereas I'm never having it again. Oh, I think I want one because I'm never having it again. That was the mind shift that you have to start doing with yourself because, again, we are human. Limitations, the speed limits on highways. Who always follows them to the T? None of us do. We always go above. because as humans, we tend to want to pass limits. We want to beat limits. We don't want to be controlled and constrained. That's why none of us want to wear. Some of us don't want to wear masks. But that's the thing, right? We don't want to be controlled, and so that's when you tell yourself, "I'm never having this again," which we did all the time. It never works. So I love that you shared that.
But there's also the surprise of I fully admit it, I'm a binger. It's my migraine mode when I'm at low-grade migraine. I want comfort food, so I'm always going for the comfort food. And one of the ways that I have been able to bring the migraine back is with a Pepsi and a chocolate bar. And then the chocolate bar really leads to something else. Well, now I'm gonna beef it up. So it's led me to that realization. So
Have that, but with something else.
I can't stress enough, don't give up on your journey. I don't understand why I didn't realize this sooner, but it's taken this long.
And
I
love how you said beef it up. So it's like, I'm gonna have my piece of chocolate. So it's
Pepsi.
I'm gonna have my Pepsi. I'm gonna have my piece of chocolate. But guess what? I'm also gonna have
a banana,
an apple with this today, and I'm gonna have a bowl of yogurt with this today. So I'm still getting my chocolate that I need. I'm still getting that Pepsi, but there's way more yogurt than the chocolate that's actually in there in this sense. I love that, Kim.
So
love it.
It's just the you just got to keep going and
Kim,
don't give up.
Kim, right there, what you just said right there, that's what this is about. This journey, this continuous learning of what you start learning things about yourself. And sometimes you'll have aha moments where you're like, oh wow, I didn't realize this. And then you'll change something, and that's the one change that you needed to do to fix one area. And then you're like, okay, that's done now. This area, I think I figured it out. Now, what's the next area I can start focusing on? What's the next piece of thing that I'm having a little problem with? And you get, oh, something else gets you, and that's exactly...
Well, and I think what happens is we surprise ourselves often, as Janet was saying, with how we can do this and we can make changes. It's surprising we can unlearn what we've learned before.
Yeah.
We can unlearn.
We can teach
ourselves
old dogs new tricks.
Old dogs can learn new things.
Yeah.
It might be harder, it might take longer, but it does happen.
Yes, you can.
It does happen.
Thanks so much, Cam.
Thanks, Cam.
Thanks, guys.
So next we have Nicole from Ajax. So, okay, so lower hand. Sorry guys, I'm having issues with I'm still not used to the stream up there, so it's hi Nicole.
Hello, Nicole.
Hi guys.
How are you?
Hello. I'm very well.
Are you good?
I just wanted to thank you because you guys saved me from my surprise this week.
Well,
we actually talked about
to you, but we weren't going to say who messaged us.
We didn't say your name. We just said someone messaged me this week. Yeah.
To let the rest of the group know, I lost my coat this week in the cutbacks. And I had a serious meltdown, and it could have gone ugly. I mean, it really could have gone ugly. I could have eaten my way through my entire kitchen, but I didn't. I texted my friends here, and I was like, somebody help me. And they talked me down. They made me see perspective again, because all I was seeing how it was affecting me. And, in the grand scheme of things, I still have all of you. I still get to go to Jana's workshops that I would never have been able to go to before.
Exactly.
I still get to go to Paula's workshops, which I never would have gone to before.
Nicole, Gary's still out there. You can send her a message.
Still here. Gary is still my buddy, and I can still contact him anytime.
Exactly.
So, thank you, guys.
and I want to reach out. There's somebody else in the chat in the room right now, Suzanne. Suzanne from Ajax is also here, because I saw her messages this week as well, and I feel for you guys. We saw people comment. It was across Canada. We saw a lot of people comment.
I will say this. This is the one thing that I will say which is different for us, because we no longer really have a home coach. We don't anymore. We haven't gone to a regular coach, a regular workshop.
So we had to learn this.
So this has been something that we've now adapted to. The fact that we know we have multiple coaches in our lives that have influenced us. And it really does help if you can. Sometimes I hate using break away those ties, because not only that one person will help you in your journey. They were meant to be in that part of your journey, but your journey does not end because of that. right?
Absolutely.
Your journey keeps going. It just evolves. It's the evolution of our journeys.
Yeah.
It's learning that some people are going to be in our lives for some parts. Some people aren't at some times as well.
That's why the surprise. Like it was so funny that we did not play. Like we had no clue.
It was perfect timing.
We heard you guys going through this. We saw the posts as we started showing up to workshops. We started seeing them disappear. And so then we show up to one, and the coach was different, and they're like, "Well, this is not the coach anymore." We're like, "What's?" We had no clue what was happening.
What's going on? What's going on? This is weird.
And then we had all these schedules ready, and we're like, maybe we shouldn't show up because all of them are going to disappear now. So.
And the funny thing is, even this word "surprise" this week only came out. It was last week as we were talking through the workshop on Sunday. Someone mentioned something. It's like, that's our new word for next week.
That's our new word for next week.
And then all of a sudden, if I'm not mistaken, this week's workshops were all surprised. Was it not about?
It was totally different.
It was different,
totally
right?
Different people.
Yeah.
Everything.
So it's just the irony behind a lot of things, right? Things happen.
Yeah, it was confidence.
Okay,
confidence.
yeah. We didn't do any workshops this week. You can tell we're a little rusty on the
We're really
topic of the
on
week.
topic of the week.
Okay. So thank you guys.
No.
I appreciate your
You're welcome,
support
Nicole.
as always.
Thank you so much.
Always.
Dinner. I'll be back. 7 o'clock.
Thanks, Nicole. So we still have 3 people. So unfortunately, we don't have time. So we'll keep everybody else to go after the chat. So we have 3 people. We have Devin, Patricia's after that, and then Joanne. So we'll get to you guys right after the live show. But it's 7:51. So we will. So I'm already tired, guys. I'm already sleeping. I'm in bed already. So we'll get to you guys right after the live show.
Do you want to give them our surprise now?
Yes, surprise!
I'm gonna ruin it.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna ruin it. I'll let you sit.
Okay. So we've been wanting to do a show for you guys, a live show for a long time. We've been talking about it for a year now. We wanted to do it. We are doing our Chopped Live.
But it's no longer called Chopped.
It's not called Chopped. It's gonna be called, what do we call it again?
I forget.
You wrote it down. Cook What You Got.
Cook What You Got.
Yes.
It's Cook What You Got.
Live.
Is what it's called.
So next Saturday at 5 p.m. we will be live, and we will be cooking live for you guys. An appetizer, a main course, and a dessert. But there's a trick to it. This week we will be posting on our group 2 lists, 2 polls. One is
appetizer, main course.
Ingredients, 30 ingredients, and then 15 ingredients for dessert. You will be voting
on the 6 ingredients
that we have to include.
We have to include these 6 ingredients in our appetizer and dessert.
And then 3 ingredients that we have to include in our desserts.
Appetizer and main course, and then 3 in the dessert. Yeah.
Then next week when we go live, you guys will then be voting live to add more ingredients as we're cooking.
Yeah.
So we will be changing up our recipes based on what you guys are throwing at us live. And then we'll make something.
And we made it interesting.
Yes.
It's not your.
We
don't know if it's gonna taste good. We don't know what it's.
We put gummies in the appetizer round.
We want to have fun with this.
Yeah.
We want it to be fun, but we want to see if a meal will come out of it.
Yes.
If there's something that we'll be like, yeah, we'll definitely be making this again.
And what's cool is that we actually practiced last week doing the live cooking for work, so it gave us confidence. Again, the word of the week. The word of the week for WW gave us confidence to try it for you guys
we
live.
Said we're now like hosts of our own cooking show.
We're Julia Childs. Today we'll be cooking. No, okay. I tried. Do I sound like her? No, I tried.
Identical. You sound just like her. Like her.
So that's going to be next Saturday.
It will be on Zoom. Yes, there will be a Zoom. So you will be going live. It will be going live in Zoom and live on
Facebook and YouTube.
YouTube.
We'll do the same setup as our live shows. We will be live again next Sunday, so you guys get us 2 times next
And we know we're there a long time because who knows how long it'll take us to cook appetizer, dinner, and dessert.
So come in and out
as you please. Don't feel like you need to be there the entire time. But it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be something interesting.
We're looking forward to it because we think that we can come up with some.
There'll be a lot of surprises for our appetizer and it'll be interesting to see how it turns out.
No other videos are coming out this week. There will be videos coming out again. I'm just taking a longer break. I'm trying still to take my break and relaxing a little bit more. That's why we're doing the live cooking.
And all of that work has been very busy for us right now.
Very
our
busy.
schedules are very busy. There's a lot of things.
We're working 5 days a week again.
We're working 5 days a week, which we kind of are really happy about because 3-day weekends lead to eating more than you normally do. And then not only that, coming back after a 3-day weekend is fitting in 5 days of work in 4 days.
And yes, everyone, we will tag you guys on Connect when we go live. We will do the same thing we do for our Sunday live shows. We will post an event in our group as well. Everywhere, everything will be created like we normally do for a live show.
And Rosie is the host next Saturday.
Rosie and Kim will also be there. Kim says she'll be there for part of it. So
yeah,
and
she
so
has plans.
and we're gonna talk with you guys. We're gonna cook and chat.
And we don't want it to be just all about WWE stuff. There's no like we're just gonna be like talking about just life and stuff and drag race and TV and you name it.
And like we said, like we did last year when the first lockdown started in September. We'll be doing some more live stuff again.
More live stuff
dance parties again. So
because we have officially made the decision that we are closing our bubble. Yes. We are starting to see numbers go up again, and we are starting to see things are changing.
We're closing back up to our moms.
We're closing back to our moms. So that's who we will be seeing from now on is Nick's mom and my mom, and that's it. Just because the fall is coming. Temperatures are changing, and we want to be safe. We just want to make sure we're safe, and we want to protect not only us, but others as well. Yes. It's not only about protecting ourselves, it's about protecting as many possible people as we can, because we're all in this together, right?
Yeah.
And we all want to come out of this together. That's what we want more than anything. We want to come out of this together, smarter, stronger,
healthier,
and happy.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah. It's about protecting everyone.
It's about protecting everyone.
It is, and I know that sometimes there's a lot of debate out there. My mentality is if I had to put on a tutu every 10 minutes and save someone's life, I would wear it.
If you asked me to wear a G-string to save someone's life, I would wear it.
Because to me, that's who I am.
I wouldn't be comfortable, but I would wear it.
I would do it to save someone's life.
But I mean, and I hate making light of that because it's not making light of it, but it's in my mind, it's like putting things into perspective and saying that everyone is important. Every life is important.
Black lives matter.
Black lives matter no matter what. But when it comes to this pandemic, we need to be together.
Stick together.
We need to be a unit.
We are one human race. We have one planet. We need to take care of it. We need to take care of each other, because if we don't, we won't survive.
Exactly.
And I think that's why we try to do the best we can every single day.
So we have some workshops that we're visiting this week.
We just mixed one thing.
First. I forgot.
Our Sunday word of the week next week is Anchor. So the word anchor for us means, what holds you.
What holds you? What keeps you anchored?
What keeps you anchored?
Because I think sometimes we need that.
Who keeps you anchored? Who keeps you anchored?
I'll never let go, Jack.
I'll never let go, Jack.
And then she lets go. They could have both fit on the door. Like, honestly, I'm just...
We've been told that they couldn't fit on the door.
They couldn't actually. They did a Mythbuster on it that they could not both float on the door.
But they could have took turns.
Well, you would thought, right?
10 minutes on, 10 minutes off, 10 minutes on, 10 minutes off. I think we got tired after a while, though. Why are we here debating Titanic?
I don't know. It just happens.
Like, seriously.
It happens.
Okay, now you can say about the workshops.
So we have a few workshops that we're visiting this week.
I think we're visiting a lot.
A lot, actually.
It's a very heavy schedule this week, guys.
On Wednesday, we're in Northridge, California. On Thursday, we're in Evansville, Indiana.
On Saturday, we're in Middletown, New Jersey, and Middletown, New York. There's a story behind that one. One day, I think we told you guys about it. We showed up at the Middletown, New York location. We were supposed to be in New Jersey. And they're like, oh my God, you guys are here. And we're like...
And the coach recognized us.
Yes. So she asked us to come back.
Like, come back.
So we're coming back now. And we're also going to Tulsa, Southwoods, Oklahoma. Rennie, who's here tonight.
Awesome coach, by the way.
Hayward, California, and San Ramon, California, with Abra and Susan.
Who plays the piano when it's your birthday.
Yes.
We witnessed. He played the piano.
My birthday's far away, so I have to wait.
He played Happy Birthday for one of his members on the piano the other day. That was awesome. And then, did you already say Sunday?
Sunday.
Okay, Sunday we're in Denville, New Jersey, Hayward, California, and Brentwood, California. And
we have some daytime workshops too, so your coaches will be aware. So if you have sent us, if you're in the States, you send us some daytime workshop requests. I'll be sending you a message. Are you trying to pick up your pen?
My pen.
And just some reminders, remember that next week, Saturday, we're doing a live show. Cook with what you got. We'll be listing the polls in our Facebook group. So if you're not part of our group and you want to vote on the ingredients, please join our group. We love our group.
Which is the Jean-Luc and Nick Friends, Fans, and Family, or Friends, Family, and Friends. I always mess it up.
WWGays, Friends, Family, and Fans.
Friends, Family, and Fans. WWGays, Friends, Family, and Fans. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and TikTok as well if you're not already doing so.
Canada Connect, WWGays-JLUC, WWGays-NICK. Our US Connect at the WWGays.
And then our website, www.gays.com. Or if you want to strictly see our recipes, you can find them at www.gays.com/recipes.
And our P.O. Box is P.O. Box 91152, Bayview Village, Willowdale, Ontario, M2K2Y6.
Letters, not gifts. Letters, not gifts.
Yes, letters.
Letters.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then you can also send us an email at www.gays@gmail.com. So hopefully you guys had a good. Oh my God, hon, we are done at exactly 8 o'clock. How the hell did we manage that? That's the first time ever.
NSB.
NSB. So thank you so much for joining us on Facebook and YouTube. Zoom will stay with you guys shortly, so we'll come right back. But you guys have a great night, and we'll see you next Saturday.
See you on Saturday. Woo.
Bye.
Lisa's sending us messages. We'll have to snap